Welcome back, everybody, to our Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 100% playthrough. This is the first time that we are human, and we are starting our quest now. But before we go anywhere, we're going to do a couple things. I just went here because I forgot. The last time, at the end of last video, I was going to do that, and I realized I don't have rupees. What I'd like to do, in our first 3 days, we actually got 2 heart pieces already. So we are going to continue and get another full heart container before we go out into the wild. I think we can do that on our first day anyway. For those of you who don't know about this, this is a good tip to know. Ah, shit. I'll just talk to this guy real quick. Yeah, So, apparently acting as a Deku scrub is childish, but acting as an actual child, just having a sword, means it was wrong for him to treat me as a child. Makes a lot of sense. But now we're gonna try to hop across this. Okay, yeah. And when you hop across these targets as well, if you notice on our map, there shows a treasure chest over in this area, and that is how you get to it. This will come in handy when we need to continuously get rupees, because it gives us a big ol' 100 rupee piece. This game is open... Oh, it might be open right now, actually. Okay. Well, what I was going to do was the sword exercise, but now I'm just going to see if I can do this. Oh, wait. Of course. I wasn't sure if they were going to give me a bow to use or if you already had to have your bow. But now we know our answer, so... Oh, well, I know how we can get a full heart container within the first day anyway. It actually involves going... Like I said, first we're going to do the sword chopping exercise, and if you've never done that, it's kind of finicky sometimes, but all it requires is doing a bunch of jump attacks in the swordsman school. Now, school, you think, you know, they'd make you use all kinds of different ones, but that's just in the novice course, where you learn all the techniques, which we already know. So we're going to do expert. Now, I might not talk very much during here because I kind of have to concentrate. Oh, come on. Yeah, or else that happens. Thankfully, they give you enough time. And I take a little time before jumping to make sure that I'm centered. That. Come on, Link. Don't be slow on the draw here. Come on. There we go. Not that hard. So... Bam! We get our 3rd heart piece. Cherish it well. Oh, I will. Because further down the road, I will need it. So we could not get the heart container for beating the bow exercise. Is that even a heart container? I know that he gives you rupees for doing well, and also eventually gives you a bigger quiver. I don't remember if he actually gives you a different gives you a heart container or not. Anyway, the other one involves we need the what was it? It was okay, yeah. Remember it from last time, so we don't have to do that stupid thing again. But first we have to get the deed for the Deku flower in Clocktown. That is part of a long side quest, oops, that we will not do getting all the heart pieces at once, oops, because then that would just take a while, and we can't get to all the places right now, so we'll get them piece by piece. Have that equipped just to make it look proper. And now we get to see our first transformation that we can't skip out of. Creepy face. Always a delight to see. We don't need to be Deku Link anymore. Our old friend the Rooster and the Scarecrow are still here, neither of whom we'll be talking to. So for the first day today, we are going to head to where we obviously need to go, which would be the Woodfall area, where the Dekus reside. And I don't know how much we'll be able to accomplish in this segment. I try not to make these segments go on for too long. But, because I could go, like, a full hour and get the entire first day, or first 3-day cycle done, getting, like, everything in Woodfall, but that'd be boring after a while, I think. If I were employing speedrun tactics, it might be different, but I haven't tried doing a speedrun of this in a long time, so I would have to get reacclimated with all the methods that I have forgotten about. So, for those of you who don't know, a couple days ago, I finished my Majora, my Ocarina of Time playthrough. And that went pretty well. Never doing a 3-heart challenge again. God, that was awful. In a fun way, mind you, but still, like, it got progressively less fun the more and more times I died, which ended up, I think my final tally was like 37 times or so. And that's not counting all the deaths I had to cut off, I did off screen, just trying to get to certain points. Like, while I was... Oh. I forgot about this. You're pretty good. Yeah, he likes the fact that you, quote-unquote, hacked the system. And he calls us Guy a lot, which feels weird. So yeah, we have the Bomber's Notebook now. And we are, I guess part of the 100% can be just filling all of it up. Yeah, whatever. No, I won't forget the rules that I absolutely did not read. And he just scuttles off like a crab. Why is it that younger people always run away like that? It's bizarre. Anyway, we're just gonna head over to the salesman with our moon tier equipped. What was I saying? Oh, Ocarina of Time. Yeah, I ended up cutting out a lot of deaths off screen because... And after a while, I got so frustrated with playing the game that I was just dying because of stupid mistakes. Like, I would get to the Ganondorf fight, rather. He'd throw... Oops. Wrong button. He would throw his light magic at us, and I would cut right before it got to me. You know, just stupid stuff like that. It ended up being quite annoying. But I won't lie, the LP was fun to do, anyway. And it's a great game. Both Zelda games on the N64 are. Not that any other Zelda game isn't. I think a lot of people just hate the, certain Zelda games because they feel like they have to, like the CDI games. I'd like to play through them sometime, just to see how bad they are gameplay-wise, because everybody's seen the cutscenes, and they're pretty stupid. But there's a certain charm about them that makes them pretty funny, I feel like. Lost my train of thought there. Yeah, now that we got the fairy part, If you remember, the first time we took that fairy part to the Great Fairy, she said, "Come back to me when you are not in your, I think it was altered form anymore, or something like that." So that's what we're doing right now. We're taking this fairy part to her, and she's going to give us something that will be vital to our quest, and is also one of the creepier things we get. Not surprising that the creepiest thing we get in the game, or one of them, comes from one of the creepiest NPCs in the game. Yeah, you're still creepy, I know. Why does your hair flow like tentacles? Anybody else think that? I mean, looks like an orange octopus is on her head. So yeah, our first non-transformation mask of the game, the Great Fairy's Mask. As you all know, probably, it's necessary to have in temples, because once we start finding the pieces of the Great Fairies of different places, they'll be inaccessible at some parts, so that'll be good to have, because it draws them to us, basically. Yeah, you know about me already. Somehow all the guards telegraph to each other that I'm okay now that I'm a human. Nice view of Termina there. We are gonna head, like I said, first west, which takes us to Woodfall, or excuse me, south. I'm trying to think, because this here is west, and that would be Great Bay. You know, I'm gonna try to get us there a little quicker. I know I stated it in my Ocarina of Time run, but it really kind of bothers me when people just roll around all the time, because, oops. Because who wants to hear Link going, ah, 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 ah? Because that's exactly what he sounds like. Okay, for those who don't know, as we come up on the entrance to Woodfall, or not Woodfall, the Southern Swamp, we see another cutscene here. This one's actually kind of sad. I'll leave it undiscussed, or I'll talk over it only a little bit, because this is actually interesting character development. So the Skull Kid was left all alone by his friends. The sun was shining, but it's raining also. Odd. And evidently before this, Tattle and Tail were just two fairies wandering around. It's weird when they tremble like that. That's kind of adorable, actually. You know, what's interesting about this game is that it makes you honestly feel bad for Skull Kid. And once more about him is revealed, you'll be able to see why, but that was just one of many things that make you feel sad for him, in certain respects. And they make him look so innocent, also. I mean, he's just a kid. Quite literally. Using his kid-like imagination. And he's a trickster, you know, he evidently knocked out the Happy Mask salesman. And of course, of all the masks in the entire bag he was carrying, he had to pick the one that had the demonic powers. Ain't that some shit? But enough of that exposition. Time to head to the southern swamp. I've been calling it Woodfall this whole time. Woodfall is another location. That's where the temple for this part of Termina is. Looks like we have our old friend Tingle up there. Just get him down without getting hit by Keese. Oh, come on. Wasn't that close enough? Yeah, okay. Tingle. Theoretically, he's such a useless character, but at some points he's actually quite necessary. Yeah, it's the same text all over again. We're gonna go ahead and grab Woodfall. We'll get Snowhead later. By the way, Woodfall is what they refer to that encompasses both the Southern Swamp and Woodfall. If memory serves right. We'll find out once we get there. That hut totally had a face. By the way. Yep, we got our map. Now, here is where we will trade for a piece of another deed. And again, this is part of a very long quest that we won't have time to do all of. So we're just doing this part right now to get another heart piece. By the way, one thing that kind of trips people up about these sellers is that when you trade the deeds, you have to be, like, this is the area where Dekus are, but you can't be a Deku and sell the deed to him. You have to be Human Link. And when you get to Snowhead, you can't be a Goron and sell the deed you get now to him. You have to be a Deku. Because they say something like, oh, you're from the swamp, or oh, you're from the mountain, that must be so nice, I wish I could be there, and that kind of thing. If you're just if I were a Deku talking to that Deku seller, he would try to sell me magic beans, which will be useful later, but not right now. And on that note, I guess we can end here. So that is how you get one heart container pretty quickly. And it comes very much in handy. So next time we will explore the rest of Southern Swamp, which will include more exposition, and then next time we might even be able to get to Woodfall. And we will try to do that. So thank you all for watching. Until next time, see you all later.